How is it we had to put U.S. lives on the line? Because first the Obama regime and then the Biden regime tore apart any sanctions programs that would force Iran to comply and maybe back away from its weapons program. And it's left people like President Trump with no choice but to use military force to secure our safety from the threat of the mullahs having nuclear weapons. So I don't know if you've been watching the news. It's kind of an interesting issue. It looks like we're about to go to war against Iran. And we have, I think, 2 aircraft carriers there, a massive increase in lethal air power in the region. And it's all about Iran's nuclear program and its other misconduct and terrorism. And it looks like President Trump is going to use significant military power to try again to change Iran's behavior, if not remove the regime outright. So, and Iran has bedeviled administration after administration, and clearly Trump's had enough of it, and he's going to take some significant action. So pray for our troops, because war is a-coming, it looks like, under within the next few weeks as soon. And so this lawsuit that we recently filed is quite timely. We sued for records tied to the Biden administration's cover-up on Iran's nuclear program. So let me go to the press release there, show you what we're talking about. We filed a FOIA lawsuit against the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, which is Tulsi Gabbard's organization, for records regarding the Biden administration's failure to produce statutorily required reports on Iran's uranium enrichment activities. So enrichment activities is kind of essentially they're just building material or creating material for use in nuclear weapons. So that's what uranium enrichment activities is. That's why Congress wanted reports on it. The lawsuit also seeks all communications between the Office of Director of National Intelligence and the 2024 presidential campaigns of Biden and Kamala Harris in regarding the required reports on the Islamic Republic's enrichment. The law requires the Director of National Intelligence to submit semi-annual reports to Congress on Iran's nuclear activities. Now, we asked for the records in June. We got the proverbial hand to the face from the administration. Again, disconcerting. You know, this is simple information we're asking for. We wanted records about the reports. We wanted records about communications with the Biden and Harris gangs, etc., especially the Biden campaign. The Biden administration pledged to engage in diplomacy with Iran and revive the 2015 Obama nuclear deal. The Biden team also pushed back against the international attempts to censure Iran for its non-proliferation violations. And on May 27, 2024, the Wall Street Journal reported the United States was blocking European states from pursuing a former censure of Iran at the June board meeting of the International Atomic Energy Agency, despite a push by the United Kingdom, Germany, and France. According to the Journal, the U.S. has pressed a number of other countries to abstain in a censure vote, saying that that is what Washington will do. And then a press release issued by Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, who's a senator from South Carolina, or a senator from South Carolina, stated that then the Director of National Intelligence, Avril Haines, that was Biden's Director of National Intelligence, had failed to produce multiple reports on Iran's nuclear threat, including uranium enrichment, that were required under the law. So the Trump team finally comes in and reports, by the way, Iran possesses the highest uranium enrichment levels of any non-nuclear state and remains capable of enriching uranium to weapons-grade levels. So this is the long story short of this issue. The Biden administration was following up on Obama's kowtowing to the Iranian mullahs. They didn't want other folks who were concerned about the nuclear weapons Iran obviously was creating or trying to develop to do anything about it. And they didn't want these reports coming out because it would disclose Iran was up to no good. And the real question is, was that decision, or the decision to withhold reports, including during an election year, based on communications with the campaign? I mean, those are the sorts of questions we're getting at in this FOIA lawsuit. Our lawsuit, as I say in the release, is aimed at finding out why, as Iran was expanding its dangerous weapons program, the Biden-Harris administration failed to produce those vital reports documenting a clear and present danger to the United States. So forgive me for thinking this could be an important lawsuit. We only bombed Iran just last year, thanks to President Trump, in partnership with Israel. Looks like we're going to attack Iran again over these nuclear weapons deals or programs. And how did we get here? How is it we had to put U.S. lives on the line? Because first the Obama regime and then the Biden regime tore apart any sanctions programs that would force Iran to comply and maybe back away from its weapons program. And it's left people like President Trump with no choice but to use military force to secure our safety from the threat of the mullahs having nuclear weapons. How did we get here? I want to know how we got here. Who was behind it? What were they thinking? What were they hiding, and why? You know, it's strange. The left pretends to be concerned about war, but we're having a war because of what they did during the Biden administration, and we're suing to get the truth behind it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like our video down below.